So it's basically my Super Bowl right now with the Sephora savings event coming up. If you're new to my channel, I literally review makeup for a living. So I've taken all of the products that I've been using and loving these last few months, and I'm going to share the products that I recommend for you guys to pick up during the savings event. Now, I know a lot of people wonder, why would you shop the savings event over just ordering from the regular brand's website? And as the market has shifted over the years, I will say brands actually tend to have bigger sales on their own site than they do during the savings event. So that really has shifted the products and brands that I've recommended over the years. My general rule of thumb though, if you want to pick up a lot of products from one specific brand, hold off and definitely go shop on their website. The beauty of shopping the Sephora savings event is being able to try a lot of different brands and have a lot to choose from, all within one purchase. You don't have to worry about the timing of when the brand is gonna have a sale or shipping or anything like that. And then of course you have the brick and mortar advantage where you can test the products, feel the products, get color matched. So the Sephora savings event is more about variety as opposed to being the biggest sale of the year. Now I am a Rouge, so I do get 20% off. That's when the sale obviously is the best value, but definitely do some research on some of the brands you want to pick up to see if they tend to have other sales that are better. Whether or not the Sephora savings event is the best value and the best makeup sale of the year, it's not as important to me. I just have a fun time rounding up my favorite products that you can pick up at Sephora, considering most of my content does revolve around brands that happen to be sold at Sephora. So like I said, this is my Super Bowl. I have spent years testing so many products, most of the products honestly, that are sold at Sephora. So it's always fun to come to this video and round up the best of the best. So expect to see a lot more Sephora recommendations, videos, hauls, reviews, all of that good stuff over the next week. But we're gonna kick it off with my favorite and most important video, my recommendations video. So let's go ahead and get into it. I just this week posted a video on these sets, but I always recommend starting here for the Sephora savings event with the Sephora favorites kits that they tend to launch right before the savings event. Now, who are these for? These are for people who want to try a little bit of everything, who want to be introduced to new brands and new products, because you're able to leave the store with 8-9 products while spending under $50. So this is the best way to get the most amount of things to try. So you can check out my full video to see exactly what's in these kits. These at the moment are the only 2 that are available, and they tend to sell out really quick as soon as the Sephora savings event begins. So if you do happen to be interested in this, this is the first thing I would recommend putting in your basket because they sell out all the time. I would say if I had to recommend one, the Clean Me Up kit is my favorite in terms of having most of my holy grail products in here. I just like the products that are in this one better, but these favorite kits are definitely very personal as to what you already have, what you think you're going to like or need or work for your skin tone. So definitely make sure you do the research before deciding which one you want to pick up. But these are a good place to start if you want to take advantage of the savings event to actually get a lot of product for under $50. So I wanted to shout these out. Now, a lot of these I would say are seasonal favorites, things that I've been loving over the last few months, but I will have a Sephora staples recommendations for you guys, just products that I would repurchase over and over again, recommend over and over again, that it's redundant to talk about too much. I don't want to have them in every recommendations video, so these are more seasonal favorites. And with summer coming up, the first product that I had to recommend is the Super Goop Glow Screen. So this has SPF in it, but it also leaves a really pretty glow to the skin that is super popular for summertime makeup. I love this. It's lightweight, it's hydrating, it has the prettiest glow that is pretty underneath makeup or on its own. I mean, it's a little shiny on its own, but I've seen it done before and it doesn't look bad, but it just feels like a makeup primer, but it actually has great SPF. Now, generally speaking, I would recommend in your skincare routine in the morning to use a true SPF on your skin, but it doesn't hurt to add this extra layer when it comes time to doing your makeup. It feels great, it looks great. Definitely a summertime must-have product for myself. So I wanted to remind you to stock up on this as we prepare for more sunnier days, thank goodness. This primer, whatever it is, it's so good. It's like a bunch of things in once. I definitely recommend taking the opportunity to pick up the One Size B12 base thinner. Now, I do have dry skin, so keep that in mind. This has a really gorgeous pearly finish to the skin. It's hydrating. It can be used as skincare. It can be worn alone. It can be mixed into foundation, and I find that this is one of the few base thinner products that actually leaves that glow into the foundation that you mix it into. It's quite impactful, but it's not too impactful on its own either. Like, you can do whatever you want with this. It feels like a skincare product, so it feels very nourishing, but it also does an amazing job of leaving a glowy base. It feels lightweight. It doesn't clog my pores. I have nothing but good things to say about this product. It truly screams a luxurious formula is in here, so I highly recommend this. It's been my favorite base, and I just love how versatile it is. Okay, honestly, there was a time when foundations, it was just so hard to come across a good one, but now I just feel like there's an abundance of amazing foundations to be found at Sephora. These are my current favorites and recommendations going into these warmer months. The first one, it is a bit redundant of me to talk about, but I'm going to use it for vacation. I use it every day in the winter, in the summer. It will continue to be an all-time favorite of mine, so definitely check out Dior, because Dior does not really go on sale ever on their own website. Dior is 1000% one of those brands that no matter what tier you are, it is worth targeting Dior during the Sephora savings event because they don't have sales. So we know Dior is expensive as well, so you're getting a much bigger savings than you might other brands. I mean, it's the same, but you know what I'm saying, you're saving a lot more money. So this is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Stick. It is skin in a stick form. It is super lightweight feeling, but you can build it up to get quite a lot of coverage. It blends into the skin like butter. It wears really well. It's quite customizable in the coverage that you can get due to its stick nature. And this is one of the best stick foundations, probably the best stick foundation I have ever used. I personally love it, especially in the summertime for vacations, because you don't have to worry about this spilling. It's not a liquid, so it makes it really great for travel. But just for every day, it's amazing. It's one of my all-time favorite foundations. So I've had that for almost a year now, and it still is like the tippity top of my mind. So that's how I know it's good. The next product that I have, I've been wearing for a more full coverage look, which I've been enjoying. I've been inspired a lot by some of the more dramatic eyeshadow palettes recently. I would say the last couple of months I've been really inspired to play a little bit more with eyeshadow, and so when I know I'm doing a more bold eyeshadow look, I gravitate more towards a perfected full coverage foundation, and I've just been reaching for the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation so much. I think it's great for all skin types, so if you do have a dry skin type, you want to prep your skin beforehand, this is long wear. It's very perfecting. It gives a lot of coverage. I really do love it. And I find that Makeup by Mario is one of those brands where I'm not really excited about their initial launches. The packaging is not as exciting. It's just a little bit more professional, if you will. But I find I reach for his formulas time and time again. Their formulas really stand the test of time with me. So I've been loving this foundation for more perfected full coverage days. But again, I keep mentioning summer coming up, but that was a large reason as to why I picked a lot of these products. The best skin tint for lighter weight makeup days is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I'm like halfway through this one. It feels like a gel. It's super lightweight and cooling on the skin, but it still gives like a lighter medium coverage. So it's not completely tinted. You get a little bit of coverage here. And Danessa Myricks is one of the more affordable brands at Sephora to begin with, so I think that the price point is really great. It definitely is better than a lot of other luxury skin tints that I've tried. I put this on the same level as one of my favorites, the Hourglass skin tint, but ultimately I've decided that I'm recommending this over the Hourglass simply because it's a better price point to begin with the same level of performance. So if you're a lighter coverage gal, you want something nice and comfortable for the summer, Danessa Myricks is the way to go. Couple concealers, nothing new and exciting, so I'm just showing you a couple of the ones that I've been reaching for mindlessly. To go along with the Makeup Forever full coverage vibe, I've been reaching for the Makeup by Mario concealer as well. This one sets, which is not normally what I would like because I find a concealer that sets to look drying on the under eyes, but this does not. It has great coverage, it blends out really easily, but it sets down, lasts a long time without looking dry. I highly recommend this for oily skin as well. So this is more of my heavy duty full coverage concealer, but for more natural days, look to merit. This is my summer recommendation for you. This is their Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. Now this can be used as foundation or as color corrector, spot concealing, and under eye concealer. Now as under eye concealer, it's not necessarily my favorite, but I love this more so for summer days when I don't want too much makeup on my face. I think this past weekend, I didn't give myself enough time to get ready. I only had like 10 minutes or so. So I just painted this all in the center of my face where I have a lot of redness and lightly blended it out. And I just felt so fresh throughout the day. It didn't look heavy or cakey. It blends out really nicely. It just evens out and covers everywhere that you want. It looks nice and creamy on this skin. Super natural, super lightweight, just there when you need it kind of stick. So I know I'm going to be reaching for this a lot more in the summertime, and I wanted to recommend it to you guys because it really is a gorgeous product. Now, to apply those foundations, I haven't retired my all-time favorite IT Cosmetics number 7 brush, but I found something to give it a bit of a break. It's another double-sided brush, which I know a lot of people don't love double-sided brushes, but I, for one, do love their versatility, and I have not been able to put the F4 by Makeup by Mario down. So there's one side that's a little bit smaller that I'll use for any liquid product. So I'll use this for foundation, for concealer, for liquid bronzer, liquid blush, liquid highlight. It is a do-it-all brush. I love the angle that this brush has, making it great for face application, but I use it for everything. And then I tend to use the larger side for powder. So I've just been using this a lot. It doesn't soak in any of the product into the bristles. It's an amazing brush. And then we'll talk about this one as well, which I do believe I recommended in the last Sephora Savings event recommendations video, but I'm still using it daily, and there's not another brush that I love more than this. It's the Patrick Ta for Contour 3 brush. This side in particular, the fan side, is amazing for nose contour, and then I use it to give a little bit of lip contour as well. And then I'll use the fluffy side to blend it out, and there's not a better brush for nose contour. So I did want to give that one a shout out. I highly recommend that one too. It's super unique to me. Now my go-to liquid contour slash bronzer has been the new-ish at this point Rare Beauty liquid contour. This almost is feather light, like a little powder, but it still is a liquid formulation. Super malleable, very easy to blend into the skin, very easy to use. The shade that I use is Mellow. It's a little bit on the cooler side. I will use Solace, but I would say that this is more of my summer color. I was gonna say winter. Definitely not winter, but just a really easy to use blendable formula. If you're a fan of the blushes, you will enjoy these as well. They're not as pigmented as the blushes, which I find makes them a bit easier to use, but I've been using these a lot. I don't know. I'm just going by number of uses, and that one definitely won. Now, to set it, I'm a little bit picky with my powder bronzers nowadays because I do love bronzers in a cream format, and sometimes I do feel the need to set my cream bronzers. So the style of bronzers that I've been loving have been powder, and I've been quite picky because I need the powder to not be too pigmented so that it doesn't stick to the cream and leave a patch. So I like my powder bronzers to be really silky to the touch, not too loosely packed, and not deposit too much pigment. So that's why I've been loving the YSL All Hours Hyper Bronze. YSL has been killing it lately, and YSL is a more pricey brand. Now, more pricey brands I think are a better way to go during the Sephora savings event. It's just a little bit safer because you get to save a little bit more money, but it's also very easy to return if you end up not thinking that it's worth it. And I find that this is the perfect bronzer for setting cream bronzer. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't need to set cream bronzer with this. It's beautiful on its own, but that's one of my favorite parts about it, and why I use it is just how silky it is. Now, depending on the shade of cream bronzer that I use, if it's pretty dark, I'll go in with something lighter like number 1. But if I want actual pigment to pay off on the skin, number 2 works great for me as well. But how perfect is this number 1 for very fair skin tones? And it's not too orange, guys. I know the fair girlies struggle to find a good bronzer. Shade number 1 is amazing for you. You also get that extremely luxurious packaging. This for me is definitely a worth it bronzer because it doesn't deposit too much pigment. And don't get me wrong, there are cases in which I want a pigmented powder bronzer, but lately this has just been the type of formula I've been desiring. I want more of a diffused bronzed look as opposed to a bunch of pigment payoff. So, been loving this. Highly recommend this if you are a cream bronzer user and need something to set. Now, blushes, we know there are 1,000 blushes. 1,000 blushes at Sephora, and constantly new formulas are being launched, and honestly, all of them are so good. You can't go wrong, I feel like. But these are the 2 that I've been reaching for the most lately. So these just relaunched. They launched for a short period of time, and they just had the second wave here of launching. And they're super duper good. These are the matte bouncy blushes from Rare Beauty. I picked up Truth and Hope, and these are a putty formula, but they feel a little creamier than I'd expect a putty to feel, and they kind of dry into a powder. So it's the best of every single world of liquid blush, if you ask me. And do you see how diffused that looks and how it blurs the cheek? I do not have a bad thing to say about these, and I typically do not love a putty blush, but these, you can build up the pigment if you have a deeper complexion. You don't have to worry about that. I actually have to use a light hand. They are super blurring on the cheek, but you can build up more pigment if you want. I'm trying to think what else. They last a long time because they almost dry into a powder, and they look super diffused, very easy to blend. I've never used a putty blush that I've liked so much that I've liked this. I mean, I think the formulation on this is truly superior. It gives you exactly what you want. So I think that these are now new, and you can get them at a little bit of a discount. These are totally worth considering picking up. Now, another YSL Beauty product, but this is right now, I would say, probably my favorite powder blush formula. She's competing with Hourglass, of course. Don't want to forget about that. But I am not able to put down the Make Me blushes from YSL Beauty. I mean, part of the fun of it is the packaging itself. I've gotten my mom to love these. She's going to pick up a couple for the Sephora savings event. The 2 that I have, 44, and then I use 93, which is a little bit more corally. I use that in my demo today. These are just so silky, but they do have a lot more pigment buildup than the bronzers, but I prefer that in a blush anyways. Just silk. They roll onto the cheek, no grab, no patchiness, everything I would want in a luxury blush. Now, do keep in mind, it's a luxury blush. You're paying for the name, you're paying for the packaging. You can get an amazing blush formula at the drugstore, but this is always such a good time to treat yourself, and I would be lying to you if I didn't say I love this blush formula a lot, and I think it performs better than so many blushes on the market. Seriously. I know I'm backtracking my own words when I say, you know, the drugstore has just as good options. Yes, but these are like really, really good. I keep grabbing for them. I don't know. Again, time is telling the truth here. So are we already moving to eyes? I guess so. So keep in mind that with this recommendation, there definitely is a bias here. You don't need to buy this if you don't want to. But the new Pat McGrath Mothership Petamorphosis palette, I don't think they sell the purple packaging at Sephora, but that's okay because the black packaging is prettier against these colors anyways. I feel like the purple packaging doesn't do this color story justice. So, okay, listen. Pat McGrath is not a brand that I recommend to pick up during the Sephora savings event because they have huge sales on her website regularly. But my reasoning for this is it's just brand new, and I think it's exciting to be able to just go ahead and pick it up. Pat McGrath's customer service can be questionable at times, so at least you're getting Sephora's customer service, which is a lot more like available, let's be honest here. Now this actual palette, the quality, I have a full review up. I've done so many more looks since that review. Is this my favorite Pat McGrath palette? It's not, but it still is very nice and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm just biased in that it is a luxury purchase. It's very expensive. I'll take any discount that I can get. And I have FOMO and I can't wait to pick up the palette, so I'm just going to pick it up at the first chance that I get. That's for you girls who are like me. No judgment here. And if you can wait for a bigger Pat McGrath sale, oh my gosh, literally do. But this is for all my girls who have FOMO. And it's a very nice palette. I wish there was a matte brown in here though, which, let me take that back. I don't want there to be a matte brown in here to take away from the colors that are already in here, but I desire a dark brown whenever I'm using this palette because some of the shades just need it. So I am wearing it on my eyes right now. This is what I used to create today's look, and honestly, it's not my favorite look that I've done, but it's growing on me. I think there's prettier looks that I can get, but I really wanted to play with this color right here, which is interesting because it's like a putty consistency, but this is the only one that I hadn't yet used. So this was the focal point, and I don't love it with this green, but we did it anyways. So for today's look, for my crease color, I just started off with this pinky peachy shade in my crease. It doesn't really show up anyways. It was just to get a background going. And then I used this dark emerald, which is so fun, so cool, super pigmented in my outer corner. Now, would I prefer a brown over this? Yes, but I do still love this color. I'm more comfortable with browns though, that's why. But use this in my outer corner, my crease, blended it, and then put it along my lower lash line. Then I use this peachy shade, which is interesting. It's like a putty, which I don't love. RIP to the baked shades. I'm not happy about that. But anyways, it's the kind of thing where I miss the old baked formulation that these palettes used to have. But, I mean, I have no control of that. I still like this new formula. It's just not what it could be. But anyways, I put that all over my eyelid. I left a little sliver of the center of my eyelid plain, but I just wanted to see how that looked, and it's very pretty. It took a little bit of building up. I don't have any glitter glue or anything on. And then I used the brighter green right in that center sliver and kind of used it to blend it into the dark matte green. And I blended it into the peach just to create the easiest gradient. I also used the matte emerald shade right here for my eyeliner today. I did a little inner corner wing, outer corner wing, have on some falsies, and that's today's look. But I did want a black, just to make the eyeliner a little bit deeper, which brings me into my second recommendation. This one, you know, there was a caveat, I feel like, to Pat McGrath. I had to mention it because I'm biased and it's new and I'm excited and I've been playing with it. But this one I'm recommending really because I use it all the time and I love it. And it's the Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt palette. This little basic, I almost said the bad word, but this little basic girl, I love it. Use it all the time. It just has the basic shades that you need. And today, I needed a black. I wanted to deepen my liner just a little bit. I used a little bit of that. And that's how I've been using this palette. I keep it at my desk beside me. And sometimes I need to brighten. Sometimes I need just a general crease shade. Sometimes I want a brown shade to blend into my eyeliner, to make my eyeliner just to deepen a look a little bit. And then black today. I needed it for my liner. So this is my handy dandy little sidekick. You can get full looks with this, of course, but generally I've been using it beside some of the eyeshadow palettes that just need these basic shades. So really good quality. I always get asked, not always, but I have been asked if I prefer this or Viseart. I'm partial to Viseart just due to the history that I have with Viseart. I've used their products for years and years. I use them in my bridal makeup kit when I was a bridal makeup artist back in the day. So they've always been a reliable brand to me, but this is very reminiscent of Viseart. But I'm partial to Viseart due to the history. But anyways, love this so much. Now lips, you guys. Just like blushes, the lip market right now is absolutely insane. And honestly, I feel like they're all kind of the same. All of the lip glosses, all of the lip oils, they're all the same. They're not that different from one another. This is just what I've been grabbing for recently. Now this first product, I truly feel like is unique. It's from Too Faced. It's the Pillow Balm Lip Treatments. And these are not quite a gloss, but they're not just a lip balm. They're amazing. They have pigment if you want them to, or you can get them sheer. My personal favorite shade is Pink Pineapple Kiss. This is beautiful as an everyday lip color, and it really does have pigment, unlike the new trending lip treatment situations that look like they're gonna have color and they don't. This actually gives you color. It's not as shiny as the trendy ones, I would say, but sometimes I don't want it to be shiny. And these are extremely nourishing. My lips feel fabulous underneath these. So I've been using these a ton. I think they are phenomenal, unique formulation, which is hard to do right now. So I definitely recommend these. And then another unique situation I think we have here is the new Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Sticks, but the high shimmer finish. So I've already enjoyed the original formulation of these, but those I felt like they weren't unique. They were nice, don't get me wrong, but there was, like I said, a lot of them on the market. This actually stands out because this is actually glittery. I hate when a lip gloss looks like, or a lip product, excuse me. I hate when a lip product looks like it is going to be glittery, and then it's just whomp on the lips. This is actually glittery on the lips. Can you believe that? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let the demo show you right here. It's that same Gloss Bomb Stick formula. I do feel as though this has a little bit more body to it, probably for the glitters to be able to hold itself in there. But yeah, these are stunning. I'm definitely picking up another shade or two during the savings event. But the shade that I have is Fenty Glow, so it's probably the most wearable, but it's actually glittery. So that's why I recommend the new finish. And then the last lip product that I have. Now these formulation-wise, they're not gonna knock your socks off. They're a good formula. They're just it's a lipstick, right? It's a cream lipstick. But the Lawless lipstick line has the best colors. So that's why I'm talking about them. I have been thoroughly enjoying the colors this line has to offer. They're so wearable, they're so beautiful, and I've had these for a while, but what prompted me to start picking these up and using them again and exploring the colors that the range had, I came out of retirement for being a bridal makeup artist for a friend. She's getting married very soon, and I was doing a trial on her, and when I was pulling products, I ended up pulling out this line because I was like, you know what, these have pretty bridal colors, and it just looked stunning on her. And when I was swatching and looking for the colors, I was like, oh my gosh, these are beautiful. So ever since that trial on her, I've also been using these a lot on myself for every day. They have the most beautiful, rosy, romantic colors in the line. I've also been using the lip liners, which I'm not really recommending these. They're fine. It's just the colors are really pretty. But the lipstick colors in this line are gorgeous. It's worth looking into picking up a shade or two if you tend to like those romantic bridal style colors. I mean, if I was still actively doing bridal makeup, I would definitely melt this line into a palette. They're that good and that pretty. Now, Alana, who I did the makeup on, I cannot remember what shade I used on her. I ended up just letting her keep it, which is why I don't remember the name. But she really wanted like a contrasty lip with a darker lip liner and then with a lighter pink in the center. So I went with a lighter pink that she would not have picked for herself. If she saw that in store, she would have been like, what is that? Why would I wear that? And I was showing her, like, if you have a deep enough lip liner, this is going to give that contrast in the inspo pictures that she sent me. So I think for her wedding day, I want to go a little deeper with the lip liner that she used. She brought her own, but I'm going to mix in a little bit of a darker brown to get more of a contrast. But I think it wasn't Oh my gosh. When I do her makeup, I will take note of the color that I ended up giving her and let you guys know, because she does have a deeper complexion. But right now I have on the Nude Honey lip liner from Lawless, and then I'm using Annie, just that really light, pretty nudie lip. That's it for makeup. Obviously, there's a lot more that I could recommend, a lot more that I love in the makeup department. And if you are subscribed to me, you will hear a lot more recommendations. But these are like top what I've been using the most the last few months. I have a couple fragrance options and then a skincare option for you. I am not a fragrance influencer. I don't know anything about fragrance. All I know is what I like, what smells good to me. I mean, I'm so grateful. I get sent a lot of different fragrances to test out and really learn what I love. And I'm just a basic girl. It's what I've learned. So what I've been using a lot lately, that if you just want to smell something good, try out Philosophy Fresh Cream. If you like more gourmand, smelling like a bakery, sweet scents. I love a vanilla. I love a creamy vanilla. That's what this gives me. So this is just simply what I've been wearing. So I wanted to tell you to go smell this. You know, my fragrance recommendations are not for you to buy blindly. Please don't do that. Fragrance is expensive, but it's just for you to store in your memory. And if you happen to go into store and see this, give it a sniff. Another new fragrance I wanted to talk about that I think is going to be amazing for summer, for vacations, Ellis Brooklyn Guava Granita. If you enjoyed Miami Nectar that launched a couple years ago, I think you will enjoy Guava Granita, which I also recommend this, by the way. Okay. Guava Granita, I feel like, is a little bit more fruity smelling. This is a little bit more coconutty smelling, but both scream summer to me. So give this one a sniff. If you're looking for a good vacation fragrance, I'm planning on using this one a lot. Let me check my phone because I don't know if this is coming to Sephora or not. Technically, this is before launch date, so I'm not 100% sure if it's coming to Sephora. But Elemis just launched their cleansing balm, but in a black cherry fragrance. So I can comfortably recommend this though, because without the black cherry fragrance, it's still an amazing cleansing balm. I've gone through so many of these, but if it's available, the black cherry smells amazing if you're a fan of like cherry fragrances. I love this cleansing balm. It doesn't leave a film. It's amazing nonetheless, and Elemis is very, very pricey to begin with, so I recommend the plain one. But if the black cherry happens to be on sale at Sephora during the savings event, give it a try, you guys. Give it a try. I've been using a lot more K-Beauty lately, so I don't have really too many other skincare recommendations. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm going to finish this list off. These are my major, like, red flag, exclamation point, super top recommended for the savings event. And you guys, at the end of the day, these recommendations videos are just an opportunity for me to talk about makeup that I love, that I hope and think that you guys will love as well. So if you have any reviews about any of the products that I just mentioned, feel free to share your experiences, your skin types with me in the comments so that everybody can read. And this might be good or bad for you, but this is not all. This is not the end of my Sephora recommendations. I do have some videos planned of like more long-term recommendations, just like my staples. I have new products to try from Sephora. Look at this. This is all new makeup that I haven't even gotten to try from Sephora. So I will be trying that out. I have hauls. Imagine the stuff that I'm gonna buy and then tell you how good they are or not, you know. Maybe some misses as well. But anyways, I will have the links to all of the products that I talked about down below in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy Sephora Savings Event season. I can't wait to go to Sephora on Friday. Like, I cannot wait, you guys. I can't wait to show you what I got. So make sure you're following me on all my other platforms, because I always give you guys updates where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm buying during the Sephora Savings Event. So I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.
It's delicious.